Nah, this can't be real. This cannot be real. This cannot be real. That's all I'm going to say. Let me lower it. There's a little bit down the fan in the background. This cannot be real. This is absolutely hilarious. Am I the only person that like thinks this is hilarious? We are literally now looking at a situation that I don't know if this is the only time. Is this the only time we've ever seen a situation like this happen? Where a player has been suspended, not for a game, for a half. She's suspended for a half. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. She is suspended for a half a basketball game. It says here, the Chicago Sky values safety, respect, and well-being of every player. We're committed to accountability so our players can stay focused on playing basketball. Because of statements made by Angel Reese during league-mandated media, I mean this when I say this, I don't think doing an article with the Chicago Tribune is league-mandated media. Just putting it out there. Don't think it's league-mandated media. Angel Reese, she will not play in the first half of a game on September the 7th against the Aces. She won't play in the first half. I've never seen this before, but she is getting suspended for a half. Not a game. Not a game. One half. One half she is getting suspended for. That is absolutely hilarious. Not that I don't think we've ever seen that before. I don't know if that's ever happened in basketball. That a player has been suspended for a half a game. Not a full game. Not a full game. Not a game. Not a game that she plays every game like it's her last. A half. A half. Oh, I find it hilarious. I find that absolutely hilarious. But look, it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. They have suspended her for a half. Like, they could not have done this worse. I mean this. Suspending her for a game would not have looked as bad. Look, you know what? If they suspended her for a game, you could complain being like, oh, you know, you're really suspending a player on a team who sucks for saying the team sucks. Like, it's one thing if that's the case. But now you've got that argument and you've got people laughing about how ridiculous it is that you've suspended her for a half. A half. Again, not a game. She's not being suspended for a game. She is being suspended for the first half of a game. So instead of playing, 30 minutes, she only plays 20 minutes in this game, and that's her big suspension. Like, it is, in my opinion, one of the funniest things one of the funniest suspensions I've ever seen in basketball. And, like, it's hard. It's really, in my opinion, it's really hard to get into the, like, to break the echelon of the funniest. To break into the funniest ones. But, like, this is as funny as as a suspension gets. Like, literally, she said her team sucked, and she got suspended for saying her team sucked. And you know what? Rightfully so. But you didn't even suspend her for a full game. You didn't even have the balls to properly suspend her. You suspended her for a half. She's probably out of the league in a few years. Her attitude doesn't stay around long. I don't think she's out of the league in a few years. I think she's going to be... I think it's more likely that Angel Reese makes an all-WNBA... I think she's more likely she makes an all-WNBA first team than it is that she's out of the league by, like, 30. I think it's more likely she makes a first team. And I don't... Not that I don't think it's unlikely she makes a first team. I think she probably could. I think she could make a first team probably... I don't think she makes it next year, but she could make it as soon as next year. She could realistically make the first team all WNBA as early as next year. But yeah, it's kind of just a mental situation all around. Because you've now got a player in Angel Reese who clearly doesn't want to be in Chicago. The Sky are probably going to go and trade her. The Sky are probably going to go and trade Angel, because I don't think there's much else you can do in that scenario. Kind of have to trade her. But at this stage, like, they're in a no-win scenario. There's no way that the Chicago Sky win in this scenario. They are absolutely screwed. They're absolutely screwed, and there's no other way to describe it. They are completely screwed. And you lose it's at the stage now where you need a team desperate. You need a team desperate to sign Angel Reese, and I don't know if there's a team desperate enough to want to sign Angel Reese. Like, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, are there any teams that I would consider desperate enough to try to sign Angel Reese? The Sun? The Sun might give you Aaliyah Edwards and Sanaya Rivers. That's probably what you get. So yeah, I think in general it's one of those things where the Sky are look awful for this. Like, would you not just not suspend her? Would you not just, not suspend her or properly suspend her and not suspend her for a half? Like, I've never seen this, that a team has suspended a player for a half. I've only ever seen it happen once where on my own underage team, on my own team I grew up playing with, where two of our starters got went out the night before and were playing hungover, so that they got benched for the first half of a game. That's the only time I've ever seen someone get benched for a half. And I'm talking about an extremely vague niche situation on a team I played with when I was 17 years old. And that's the only time I can think of that someone has been suspended for this. But this is mental. This is absolutely mental. All around, this is absolutely, absolutely mental. And the Chicago Sky are an absolute laughingstock. This is essentially this bullshit suspension. And by the way, like, I think you could I genuinely think if Angel Reese, seeing how she was after the game, I would say her teammates were not happy with that, and rightfully so. I genuinely think you could have probably explained it to her and been like, look, we have to suspend you for a game for this. Look, obviously, with how it's affected the team, we can't just allow this to keep happening. Just on principle, we have to suspend you for a game. Like, that is an easier explanation than saying, yeah, we're going to suspend you for the first half. What about the second half? No, you can play the second half. You're just suspended for the first half. The second half is fine. Second half is not an issue. It's not an issue. You can play the second half, just not the first half, which is mad. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it, lads. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.